Hello, hello, everybody. As always, a little bit of technical difficulties, but I have a new setup, as you can see. I bought a new camera with a little bit of light. Hopefully, everything is clear. Let's see how this is working. I thought let's do some traditional sketching. Let's look for live streaming royalty free music, and then we can get started. Okay, maybe not so loud, because it's a bit too loud for my taste. Right. So, welcome. Let me get out all of my drawing utensils. I hope you can hear me right. Just tell me if something is off. But technically, all the settings should be the same. There we go. So I'm just gonna do some warm-ups. It's been a while since I did the warm-ups, and it's probably super boring for you guys. But it's still good to see that people do these. Just a couple of ellipses to get my hand nicely warmed up to ellipses. Oh, this paper has a bend in it. Okay, let's see the other way around. No, this is my natural ellipse drawing way. And of course I can see now that I grabbed a pen that is on the verge of dying, so I'm very happy about that. Let's see, there we go. Let's draw those ellipses. Actually, I keep on saying that y'all should be doing these ellipses, but me myself, I forgot to do them every now and then. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. There we go. It's a nice start. Let's also do a couple of lines. Actually, let me connect a couple of dots. This is what I've been taught and what I like to teach people is when you want to do industrial design, because we use a lot of straight lines, you just try to a couple of times and then connect them. Good old thing. Ah, hello. So you're from Kazakhstan. Nice. I don't think I actually ever met anybody from Kazakhstan. Very cool. Isn't it like super late right now in Kazakhstan? Must be like 12 or even later at the moment. Actually, let me see if I can make this brighter. I can, and I think it's better like this. There we go. All right. Let's do a couple more of these lines and then let's get into drawing some robots. Also drawing, if you guys have some suggestions or ideas, that's why we have this Thursday live stream, because I like being challenged and it's just fun to draw what you guys saying. So I'm gonna do a bit more warm up, but by looking at cars. Let's wanted to draw a Honda. Let's see, where X was it? There we go. Yeah. Let's draw a Honda. I have a nice little example here. Let's see how that comes out. Is Borat alive in Kazakhstan? Well, technically, Borat is from. Well, it was filmed in Romania, so question is where is he from actually? All right. Okay, let me do a good job and let me do actually some. I want to get the proportions of the car somewhat right. So it has a wheel here, and the door is around, it halves. there, and then we have a front door here. Hi Robert, nice EDM songs, thanks. And yeah, welcome from India. All right. So in the meantime, feel free to drop some suggestions, because after I'm done with this little Honda warm-up, we're going to go into robot mode. Should I just put this away? I hope I won't need it anymore. And I just noticed, am I upside down, guys? Exactly. All right, no problem. It should be good now. It should take just a minute. That was funny. Okay, so hopefully you can see me now a bit better. I'm glad you like my lessons, mate. Like that's why I'm doing these, because I'm trying to share as much as possible. Okay, here's this. Yeah, we're good now. We'll need a new. Not happy that this is running out, so let's see. It seems like the greenhouse is becoming slightly squeezed. Let's see. Hey Laurent, yeah, igen, észrevettem. It took me a while to realize that I was drawing upside down. Sorry about that, but that should be fixed now. Okay, so the B pillar comes here, the door comes like this, then we have a bit of a bend there, not here though. Yeah, and then a little bit here. This is a very loose Honda. Okay, we're throwing this away. That's useless now. Here we go. This seems to have a little bit more life in it. Not sure how much more life, but as long as it's a little bit more, we're happy. It's almost 1 AM in India, and here I'm getting all cozy and watching you on live stream. Oh, nice, man. It's always nice to watch something when you're tucked up, cozy. You have maybe a nice warm tea. Then you just go ahead and have fun and chill. Sorry guys, I see, because I'm so used to having the paper in a certain way that follows my arm, I tend to rotate the paper a lot, so you will have to prepare. At least be okay with that a little while I flip this back and forth. Hey Bogdan, nice to see you again, and Happy New Year to you too. And it's just, how about a slick spy car? Well, we're still doing robots. I want to do robots, but we can try a spy car as well. I could turn this one into a spy car. I don't know how old you guys are, but the really old ones, or if anybody's from Japan, there was a show that I only know the German. Well, I don't know if I think it's international name, maybe. Probably not the Japanese name though. But it was called Winspector, like with a W in front of inspector. And it was this police guy. It was a special police unit. And the guy had a car that looked very much like this Honda. It's a Honda Civic, CRX, I think, yeah. And he could sit in the car, and he got like some sort of special suit, and he had two robot friends who were helping him solve all sorts of crimes. So we can say that this is that sort of car. But yeah, if any of you know that show, just tell me. Would be fun to see. Who knows that? Any exercises for curves while warming up? Yeah, sure. So what I do for curves is I plot down 3 lines or more, and then I know I wanna take a line that is smooth and goes through all 3 dots, and I try to go as close as possible. You can also try 4 if you're like really adventurous, but then you have to really plot it out a little bit. So if there I missed it, and I'm trying to, well, I got a little bit closer, but either way, like these sort of, if you plot down those lines and just try to follow those, you should somewhat do some good exercises, because like this you will do whenever you need to do also cars that have more curves than what I chose here. You will need these sort of exercises. Do you like drawing cars the Scott Robertson way, or you like it more organic? I think I do like a mix of both, because I learned from Scott Robertson, but I'm also doing my own thing. So I'm not as strict with the rules as he applies them. But in my head, I try to follow most of the things that he is teaching. So yeah, I would say I do my own thing. Or Back to the Future car. That is a DeLorean. It's been a while since I drew a DeLorean. Actually, this should be a bit higher. I totally missed where that mirror should go. Okay, let's see what else you guys say. Please say Privet Temirlan. What is Privet Temirlan? I hope I didn't say anything dirty there. It does sound fun to say though. Hey, I'm the boy from Instagram. Hey, Instagram boy. Welcome to my stream. Okay, Japanese have the steering wheel on the right side, so that I have to pay attention. Could you do a sort of post-apocalyptic style robot? Yes, I will, and I could. You have to think about, you have to also define a little bit like what sort of post-apocalyptic robot is. What sort of post-apocalypse did we have? Was it a robot post-apocalypse? Because in that case, the robots can still manufacture themselves, so our post-apocalyptic robot could be quite functional and modern, and he can repair himself, so it could be still a shiny robot. And if not, then yeah, then we can go more a Mad Max style robot. Okay. I think I saw something like this, which was a little bit futuristic looking, that I really liked. It's for the wheel, and one for the back one as well. Something like that. I don't know why, but I just noticed that I like a lot of these old school designs in cars. I was watching the Saab 900, I think it was, and it's a really weird looking car, but I just really like how that car looks. All right, I think we're getting there. I mean, it doesn't look like the Honda, but it's a good warm-up. It's often happens that the first couple of cars while you're warming up, or the first couple of whatever you decide to draw, is going to be a little bit off, or a lot off, to really can happen, but don't worry about it. It's all about just getting into the groove of things, warming up a bit. Let's see, so I'm going to emphasize this shoulder line here, and maybe make sure that we have some black area here where the wheels are. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, robots. The car was bright red with sirens, is all I remember. Yes! Sudo Shirastra, yes, you got it. Oh, you made me happy. So there are people who watch that show. There you go. Very good, that made me happy. Actually, I think the car was also transforming, so it had like a white police car look, and then when he needed it in turbo mode or something, it transformed into that, the red mode. Ah man, that was a fun show to watch. Yeah, boldog évet för Lori. Hi, I discovered you not long ago, but you just are really helpful. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. That is why I make them. Also because it's fun for me to make videos, but I am trying to help you guys at the same time. Not just for myself. Looks like integrated circuits and wheels. Yeah, could be. I don't know. I saw it in I don't know which old school design. And I was like, oh yeah, I like that. I'm gonna steal that. Oh great! I see this one is going empty as well. Maybe one of these times I'm going to prepare more properly before a live stream. I have millions of markers, but nothing at hand. So I have a third one of these, so I'll try that one in a second. Okay, let's see what you guys are talking about. Sort of a Mad Max style, just sort of made up of all bits and pieces, a little steampunk. We can do that. We'll check that one out. Renzo, when you was placing the lights on the car, in or any objects in perspective, do you tend to eyeball how small the second car light should be, since things get smaller? Well, technically, if we're talking about lights, what I did here, I sort of draw this front part of the car. And I know if something here is this big, then back here is going to be slightly smaller. So this is converging somewhere off screen and everything. So the distance here is going to be a little bit shorter here. So it is sort of eyeballing, definitely, but it is also eyeballing out of experience, because if you would want to do this, do I have a red one here? Let me just give me a second, guys, because I do have some colored markers that I could use. Red one. That's good. Makes more fun to explain stuff when you do red. So if you would want to do this in a correct manner, I would say we need to find the center point, and then I draw a line that goes into the same vanishing point here, which would be something like this, just to find this center point here. And then I'm gonna draw lines through that, and then I know this is my next light. And just like this, you slowly can come down and you can make sure to have a correct. So this would be 4 lights away. Like if this is a light unit here, right? This is 1 light unit. This would be 4 light units away and still correct. So this is what you would get in perspective. That is nice and correct. I hope that did explain it to you. I've done a lot of Scott Robertson exercises, but every time I go to draw a car, it looks like prod. Is it just a matter of drawing a lot of bad cars before you get some good ones? Well, yes and no. You do have to pay attention to specific things that you want to apply, and that's also why I took this car. Okay, let's stick with cars a little bit, and then I promise we'll also do a robot. I'm gonna look up a super easy car, Volvo, right? Because Volvos are basically bricks. And I want Volvo Classic because the new ones are not bricks. Classic. Let me see. Let me see if I can, because I'm trying some new tricks here with you guys. Let me see if I can switch to... Nope. What are you guys seeing? I hope you guys are seeing the correct thing, because I want to share this Volvo with you. So let's see. Let me see, because they said there's a delay. Okay, good. You're seeing the correct thing. There we go. So let's take this Volvo for example. All right, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm going to draw this. If you want to, you can make a quick print screen. I'm going to switch back to this one. Boom. Okay. Yeah. So let's draw that. Let's draw that Volvo just for a second. Don't say that I have a Volvo. It's not just no. It's not a brick. I know it's a very reliable car. So I know we're not making fun of it. All right. So I'm not 100% sure how Scott Robertson does it right now. I'm gonna try and remember. Okay. So I'm gonna use a center line, and on the center line I'm gonna try and construct the Volvo, and also on the outer lines. Okay. So let's say this is as high as the hood goes. I'll bring it a little bit lower, and I'm gonna bring it over here as well. So we're just gonna go by the brickiness, and then slowly we're gonna change it. The same thing here. So we have, if I don't wanna, I'm a bit too fast. So let me take the red one. So we have this side here, which is a nice rectangular side. And now I'm going to take this to the middle and to the back side as well. There we go. And now we're going to put the greenhouse on it, which is basically the windows area, which looks very like this, very simplified. And I'm just taking this over here, and I'm taking this over there. And I'm just gonna try to, and same angle. No, it needs a bit more angled. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then try to hit the same line. Okay, so this is the simplest way of, I think, also how Scott Robertson teaches. And from here, you just basically repeat this a lot. And here I'm just gonna work with a fender. So we know that the center would be somewhere here. Make sure this has to be a little bit bigger than that, right? We just talked about that. And we also had just a bit of tilt here in the front, so it's not really straight. So this would be the grille. Then we had sort of like a rectangular housing around the front lights on both sides. Something like this. And then the lights were round. Okay, and now just rotate this around a little bit, because we have this side lamp, and here it's not that visible. And now we're just, from here, just sculpting a little bit. And of course here you can put in even more detail. So what we can see that we sort of have this little elevation. You can also make this more understood if you decide to just put a section line here on the drawing, like this. And this sort of tells you that there's this elevation with a car. And then the rest is just, yeah, continuing this. Like, because we elevated a little bit, this line is a little bit not correct. So I have to lift that a little bit. So this is the new center, it goes up there, and it goes up here. So I forgot to do this when I was doing this. And here these two as well. And then we cut that a little bit off there. just like that. Okay, then we had, this was the C pillar, the B pillar here, and this one also has a D pillar back there. Just make sure to cut it off. Let's see. Sorry, one more question. In terms on perspective, a lot of people teach the basics 1 to 3 point, but some people say you should be able to rotate the cube in any angle or degree. Is this needed? Yes, it is. And it is tough, I get it. But once, it's tough until something clicks in you. And once that thing clicked, it's going to be much easier. Like, you can check out a couple of my previous videos. I don't want to go into that right now, but I talk about all the perspectives and also talk about rotating an object. All right. Okay, so it was the shoulder there, and this is, I can see it now that it's a bit too thin. So I want to make it a bit thicker, especially towards the back as well. And then close it up here. Then I can also make this fender a bit pop out a bit. So every time I make it pop out, I have to keep in mind this center line, which I have to tilt it a little bit because I said this whole thing is tilted, comes along with it. So just update your center lines every now and then. So now here you know as well. See, I did a bit of mistake there, but it's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. This comes here. Technically, our wheel, if I look at it correctly, here is the door, another door, and then the third door ends with the wheel, and then another wheel here, and then this comes up. And once again, I don't want to poo-poo on Volvos. There's nothing wrong with having a bit of a more boxy car, but also I exaggerated here very much. Volvos also have nice lines that I didn't incorporate here because I wanted to explain things. But now that you have that basic done, now you can bring in a little bit more rounded lines. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just using my shoulder, not my shoulder, my elbow, and just using that natural curve of my hand to bring in a couple of these lines, and then so it's recognizable that it's a Volvo. Let's put in that Volvo insignia there, and then just finish up the grille, something like that. And then here we would have the front fender, and then the back one. And here we always come a little bit lower in the middle. All right. And then one wheel or tire, the other one. Go a little bit of shadow below it. And yeah, so this is, I hope this helps. I hope this helps. That's because in perspective, I mean, in the real world, all the things are not perfectly aligned. So if you rotate something out of alignment, it makes it realistic. Yes. It's not a Stabilo pen. It's a super cheap Hema pen, which is, Hema is like just a standard, not a grocery store, but convenience store here in the Netherlands. So it's just the cheapest pen that I can get. And this one is empty as well. So yeah. Hello, I'm a product design student. When it comes to drawing curves and details, drawing turns into a mess. Would you give me some advice to improve my line quality? Just do a lot of line exercises. So what you saw me do in the beginning with this, and also with the curves. So just do that and do studies. You can also look at other people, how they do their lines. That's what I did when I was learning. I was trying to steal from them. Yes, Reducci, it is a beautiful brick. I do like Volvos. So yeah. Do you have any tips for line quality? I mean line weight and all, because your sketch looks so cool, but my sketch kind of looks messy. Well, to me this looks super messy as well. But the easiest thing about line quality This is the third one, by the way. I'm throwing this one away as well. Okay, and this is also empty, so this is also going to be thrown away soon. Once again, super cheap. It does not depend on your pen. Okay, so this is a simple cube, right? Line quality. Where do we have thicker lines? Thick lines can represent several things. One could be lighting. So if I say I have a light source here that shines here, it means that all the lines on the bottom and on the sides that, ooh, okay, like this is the emptiest, great. Let's take another one. Okay, this is good. So all the lines that are on the opposite sides from the source of light become a little bit dark. I can go in again, just make sure to wrap everything. Then if you want to make it even sexier and also with lines, you can add a little bit of a shadow as well. And this is not a correct shadow. I don't care about the correct shadow. This is product design shadow, which does not need to be correct because I just want to make my product pop a little bit. So there we go. Also, what can go with making your lines nicer if you cross hatch. So this is one type of cross hatching, but you can also cross hatch a little bit here, just to showcase that this is a shadow. Something that I also do, like if you have darkness here, and if you have a light source here, if I'm cross hatching, I'm gonna make sure that my lines are very close where it's dark, and they get further and further apart as they come closer to the light source. This can give you also a nice little thing. Returning to the line thickness, if you have several objects and they're overlapping, let's say we have this cube here, and then we have another one here. I'm going to make sure that the one in the front has thicker lines than the one behind it, because then it immediately pops out as it's closer to the viewer or closer to the camera, whichever you want to be called. Right, so I can still give some darker lines to the one in the back, but the one in the front is going to be closer. So yeah, I guess this shortly now. Let's see what else you guys are asking. So I think I need to start with a boxier car and make sure my proportions are correct from what you are showing. 100%. You can, like, let me do a quick one here. So that's why I always start with a box, right? Let me actually do it the other way around. So I just draw an ugly box here, and I can draw in the back as well, just a little bit. And on the side, I'm saying, okay, I want something that looks like this. So you can see here on the side. Then I just try to translate this onto the other side of the box. And obviously in my head, I do too much stuff in my head, sorry guys. If you draw those lines again, so I know here is a dot, here is a dot, here is a dot. So these dots all go over to the other side. So there now I can construct the other side of the car. I know that this is the center line, and on the center line I can start constructing also like different shapes to the car that you want to do. So it's from these boxes, you can use these boxes to do all sorts of measurements, and I'm very bad at drawing a car from my head. I'm not a car, I love cars, but I'm not a car designer. But I use these boxes to measure all the distances within a car. And then you can make all sorts of nice curvy cars as well for yourself. You use the box mostly for measuring, and it's not gonna be visible either. Like you saw me doing all the super boxy drawings on this one, but right now you only see the car, and that's how that works. Okay. Saludos de Colombia, amigos. Saludos, saludos. ¿Cómo estás? Still remember your video on light and shadow. The way you say light direction, shadow direction. Yeah, I'm not always the proudest of my horrible accent. I've been learning a lot of robots recently, but really struggle drawing neck and just attaching the head to the body and tips. Well, it's good because then we can start slowly transitioning into robots. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this one and just put it underneath here, because then I can take some of my markers. Let's see, it comes to hand. These are, by the way, some super cheap markers. I think this set was €3. They're like absolute no-name markers from Action. So don't ask me where to buy good quality markers, because I also use not good quality markers. So I wouldn't worry about good quality markers if I'm you guys. So don't worry about that. Okay, robots neck attachment. It'd be super helpful if you could do more process videos. It's really interesting to see how a product is developed from start to finish. I will do, but I can only concentrate on drawing process, because I'm a product designer by trade, but that's not what I do for work, sadly. So I can't take you through from the beginning to the end. But let's do a robot. Let's do I'm not sure what I'm doing here yet. A torso, that's crotch area, legs. I'm gonna do like a humanoid sort of robot. And I'm drawing a robot, especially if it's a humanoid, just like I would do a human, which is balls for joints and sort of cylinders and whatnot for the rest of the robot. So I know, like, ball for the shoulders. Maybe he's holding a weapon. How would you hold a weapon? So this arm comes like this, and this arm would go up there, and then this is the weapon. Okay, I guess that can fly. And then, is it looking that way? Yeah, let's say it's looking that way. Okay. So just to give you a quick explanation, I'm going to start also with a head, which usually I make heads a bit too big, so it's a good point for me to watch out for. How is he holding his gun? All right. I just like to give myself some suggestions with the grays. I don't want to draw it out totally, because I like the messy look that I do sometimes. Okay, so let's talk about head. I'm just gonna give him some sort of this industrial plate thingy, because they don't need to have eyes like we do. And now the head became even bigger than I wanted it to be. Oh boy. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're all fine. Let's bring in some details that don't really matter. Now what you can do for if you want to connect your head, like, think of it, you have sort of like a ball for the head, and you need a neck, which is like a cylinder, and then you have the rest of your body. You can do several things. You can have the head, which is this thing. You can add 1 and 2 joints here, so you could have a rotation there and there. You could have just one ball on which the head rests, and then that is connected to the shoulder. What you can also do is you could also take a look at toys. So this one is, it can't go up and down. So all this Iron Man figure has here is basically you have, this is the shoulders and this is the chest, and you just have one axis here, and then the head can rotate around it. So you could also do that, but that is a little bit limited. So it's not fantastic. I think I have a transformer toy here. That is, you can see it here, it's on a ball joint, which means that he can look up, down, go left and right. And you can do this sort of construction in your robots as well, right? So I'm just gonna draw a little bit of a chest piece here. And I'm gonna make sure to suggest at least sort of a ball there. And then on that ball, there's going to be a neck. And obviously I like putting pistons just to give a suggestion of like industrial, how this might rotate and whatnot. But I also do a lot of lines. So with all the lines that are in there, it's not that it becomes confusing. Your brain starts filling out the detail. You can put some indentation so it looks like it rotates. And also, like, this neck for me is a little bit too thin that I just drew now. So you can make sure to add some extra, like that. That's why I like to add these sort of pistons. Also, this is a very stupid looking head. I'm not a fan of this at all. It looks very retarded. Yeah, whatever. Let's finish this guy up. Okay, let's see other questions. Oh, wire. This one. Yeah, sorry. There we go. I hope now it's better. Okay, Roducci, it's so nice to understanding what you are thinking about when sketching. I swear when the thing clicks, you just go. Yeah, it's about clicking. Are you a full-time YouTuber or like half-time YouTuber and product designer? I am not a half-time. I'm maybe a 1/10 time YouTuber. I mean, I do this for fun. It's not for money or anything. It's really just for fun. I do a totally different job for my free time. I do a little bit of product design and a whole lot of visual thinking, where I help different companies come up with visual solutions for their problems. So it's basically sitting down with people, and if they have like really complex stories that they have to tell, like in their businesses, I help put those to paper. So that is my main job. And then YouTube I just do on the side once a week when I have some extra time. And when I don't have the extra time, that's why sometimes you guys get just a process video where I don't really say much, because I didn't have time to do a separate recording. And yeah, I started to do these live streams just because I want to be more in contact with you guys, since my whole goal with YouTube was to teach and just to share my knowledge. I thought it just makes sense to do more live streams as well, not just recorded videos. And I must admit, like if we're being honest here, it is much easier to do a live stream for me than to spend a whole day of drawing, writing a script, recording, editing everything together. That takes up a lot of time and effort. So I do enjoy these live streams quite a bit. How long have you been working in the industry? Or working in pretty fast? I can construct vehicles in correct perspective, but it needs so much time. So as I said, what I'm doing for work is basically sitting in on all sorts of business meetings. And I draw as people are talking. At the same time, I stop people, and I sort of lead the conversations as well to get out the right information out of people, which means I have to be able to draw very fast to capture what they're saying, and also well, whatever they're saying, I usually transform it into some sort of metaphor, because if people are talking about business challenges and business changes and how they want to introduce new systems into their business. That's not something easy to draw. Those are not robots or cars or people. So it's quite different. But thinking fast on my feet, that is something that I need in that job. So I guess that speed translates from that job to, yeah, this as well, I guess. But I still feel that I'm not the fastest. I know many people who are way faster than I am when it comes to drawing. Remove the wire. Yeah, I did that. Oh, I'm quite a bit behind. Okay, let me catch up with with your comments. I learned about human figure today in class, so I know it's not that easy to have the kind of proportions like my humans look like aliens. But I'm not blowing my soul. Thank you very much. I will keep my soul. Thank you so much for the car explanation. I have to get back to work. Very welcome. Foreshorten the body more to make it look small. Yeah, now I know, like I could have done that, but meh. Now this is where we are. It would be wonderful if you do videos about your process of designing a product, maybe with some examples. Maybe we'll do that again. It's been a while since I did a product design video. You're right. If you want to learn a ton, just bring up a knife and cut. Yeah, don't do that. Don't cut yourself. Sir, just a silly request. Can you draw an alarm clock prop in 3-point perspective? I've been struggling with it lately due to the bloating front plane and the cylinders getting skewed. Yeah, we can do an alarm clock robot since we're doing the robots. That will be interesting. But yeah, let me finish this guy up. I'm not the biggest fan of this guy, but you know, it's funny when you draw something like this. It's almost like a child of yours, and you don't want to just abandon your child halfway done. You need to give it some sort of finish. You brought it into the life, so you sort of have to give it a little bit of a chance of surviving. Otherwise, what kind of a father or parent are you? Okay, and here would be his, yeah, that would be the finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Nice idea. I would suggest that to my teacher, but would it be legal? Should become a teacher someday. Can you do human drawing videos for industrial designers? I mean, just to show the product-user relationship. Yes, that is actually in the planning. So in the future, there's definitely going to be, well, not anatomy, but yeah, drawing humans for industrial designers, because at least how I approach that. Okay, let's just give some suggestions for muscles here. We don't need to actually draw muscles because it's a robot guy. But yeah, if your neck thing is not explained, I hope I was helping you with the neck, because I did try that. I'm not sure if it was super helpful, but let's hope so. Okay, so next one is the alarm clock robot. I think this is enough for now. Alarm clock robot. Okay, so I'm using a square for that as well, or a box, because it's easier to place a cylinder within a box, and you can also control your perspective more. So this is sort of my nice box in 3D, and now I have to place a cylinder in the front here and the cylinder in the back there. And now just make sure to close it off. Okay, and I'm gonna give it sort of there. And it has these sort of things, one here and one there. Like this should be the bell, but let's transform it into like weird eye or sensor thingies. Right, so it sort of sees things with these, and here as well. Because as we said, it is an alarm clock, but I also want it to be a robot at the same time. Boston Dynamics like this. Yeah, it's a Boston Dynamics alarm clock. Okay. Yeah, I didn't like... There we go. I wanted to fix that ellipse a little bit. So this is 3, 6, 9, and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Arms or just legs? Arms or just legs? Let's give him some legs that are like Sebulba. And if you don't know, Sebulba was the guy from Star Wars Episode 1. How do I want his chicken legs to be? Because I want him to have these chicken legs. Yeah, I think I like these sort of chicken legs. Okay. So we have chicken legs there, and sort of something coming like this here. Yeah, let's see. Let's see, we can live with this. So it's Mr. Chicken Leg Alarm Clock Robot. You didn't think that we would draw a chicken leg alarm clock robot today, did you? Yeah, I was not prepared for this either, but hey, things that happen in the stream, right? Roducci, been months studying perspective and still don't quite understand cylinders, which I knew what I had to do. Told you, man, put them into squares. Squares help. Squares always help. It really, you can really place the cylinders much more securely if you put them into a square. Okay, give me one more prompt for tonight, and then we will finish, because I want to stick to the 1 hour as closely as we can. So let's make a fun one. Let's see what you guys come up with for tonight's last robot. In the meantime, I'm trying to flesh out this robot a bit more. And okay, this is actually good, because I can teach you with this one as well. So this sort of thing came easy to me because I did study mechanics, because I studied engineering for a while as well. And you sort of have to know about gravity points and whatnot. So let me switch to my teaching red pen. Let's look at this robot from the side. So we have this alarm clock here, and then this is the leg. It goes back a little bit like this. Then we have this part, then it comes to the front, and then it's sort of, yeah, I think it looks pretty much something like this from the side. Now, this thing has a gravity point. The easiest way for you to think, look at the biggest part, which is this. I think I should be going to use more colors. Let's have fun with colors. Let's see, purple one. So because this is a box, usually the gravity, oh no, it's too much the same. Blue, perfect. So because it's a box, gravity is usually in the center of it. But we have a bunch of extra weight here coming all the way here. Like this is still below it, so that doesn't down. But because of this, our whole robot is going to be buckling backwards. So the solution for this would be to bring the leg part a little bit more to the back, because then the gravity point is somewhere here, and if it has a nice sturdy like gravity, what is this, grounding here, then it won't fall back. But for me, this is too much to the front. I would have to take both legs a little bit back for it to be functional. So think of this whenever you're drawing. It's not just humans that have to think. Whenever you're drawing a Big Mac, not a Big Mac, that's a hamburger. You're not drawing a hamburger. Let's say you have some sort of big mechanical robot part with 1, 2, 3. You have some sort of, and a person could be standing there with a machine gun, right? You have to think, okay, so I have this thing, I have all the volume of this thing, and the gravity point is somewhere in the center, which I feel it has to be somewhere there. Now, if this is the ground, and I want to give it legs, it makes the most sense if the legs are here, right? So I would have legs here. But if you are going to give it legs that go like this might be a little bit front heavy. So I don't know what sort of weird designer would give it legs like this, but let's just say these exist. Like this is a bit too much front heavy. So what you can do, well, it's actually not that front heavy because I added this part. I think the problem would be, actually, I placed their legs correctly. So like if the feet, not the legs, sorry. So if this feet would be here, it would go that way, or if it would be here, it would go that way. So like you have to do the nice, find a nice center point and place your feet in a way that it won't buckle. All right. This alarm clock can wake me up kicking me with the chicken legs. I need one. Where can I buy it? We're not selling them. But no, it's a monstrosity, poor thing. We're going to put him out of his misery soon. The best perspective course I ever seen was Marshall Vandroff. Actually, I don't know him. I will look him up later on. Tell me where I can get mechanical visual library. Just draw stuff that is mechanical. Looks like Metal Slug characters. I actually never played Metal Slug, so I couldn't say. I like your advice. It's very welcome. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, guys. Final thing. Come on, give me. You can still go ahead and give us some prompts. What sort of final robot are we doing for tonight? I was thinking I can start doodling. But I'm telling you, it's more fun if you come up with something as well. I usually like, what have I not drawn in a while? Let's do a four-legged one, just because it's been a while since I drew a four-legged one. And let's make it a little bit spidery. Why do I always draw in a corner? Why don't I draw in the center, guys? Oh boy. There we go. That's already better. I have all the space that I need. Maybe let's make it a bit more split. Okay, there they are. There we go. A hammer-like robot to smash the clock in the morning. I like that. Some fish kind of robot. How about the transformer? Okay, let's go with a hammer fish robot that could transform. Maybe we won't do the transforming, but I like the hammerfish. Why would I do a hammerfish? Okay, and I like to think, okay, whenever I do something like this, I also like to think, okay, what if I'm drawing fins for it, what would it use them for? Or I won't draw fins, but then what are things that look a little bit like fins? You know? So I feel like I want it to be more like this. Like this, okay? And I really like being a little bit messy like this because you can see a lot of, like out of all these lines, like I'm gonna start seeing things that everybody sees something else. And you can have very interesting, well, end results coming out of your design. Okay, I think I see something. A robot who wants to take revenge because human took advantage of him and he has gained consciousness. Yeah, our hammerfish robot will do just that. He will definitely take revenge. I found New Year's Eve on my dominant arm. Can you draw with your other arm and can you show us? I cannot. I absolutely cannot draw with my other arm. I mean, I tried. Like we, with some friends, we were drawing, and we were consuming beverages that weren't totally alcohol free. Let me put it like that. And then we had the bright idea of, let's try and draw with our non-dominant hands. For me, it was left, and my friend was left-handed, so he tried it with his right hand. And yeah, we had things to call drawings if you wanted to be very generous, but they weren't. See, I forgot the other side. Like that leg would go somewhere there. Feel like something like that. Yeah, I like that. Make the fin storage or battery packs. Okay, that's not bad. I can go with that idea. So this was the other leg. And I like to double line things. Okay, so our fish would be somewhere here. Oh, you know what? The fin could be some sort of solar panel that it can rotate as it's needed. Actually, I like that idea. Not a battery, but I would say solar panels are relatively close to that. And then we also get sort of a bit of an asymmetric design element, and I love asymmetry in my designs. There we go. And so this is our hammer. There we go. Have you ever tried to draw with your feet? Okay, that is, see, that I did not drink enough grape juice to start drawing with my feet just yet. That is definitely something maybe in the future. But I must admit, I'm quite happy drawing with my hand so far. So it never really occurred to me to draw with my feet. So it has some extending action on the hammer. There we go, and then I'm going to add a little bit of a sensor area up here, which I want it to be more rounded. Like this. And then I'm gonna give it 2 eyes, one bigger one and one smaller one. And then maybe also an antenna or 2, just to make it more. And then just give it some sort of shape indication. There we go. And I'm going to cheat a little bit because we asked for this one to be a transformer as well. And well, it's not exactly a transformer, but we're gonna go do this and just draw a good old Autobot sign onto it. And then with that, how do we go? Like that. And here, something like this. And then this was 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. People who know their transformers will recognize it. And then make sure that these are for solar panels, right? So we just add these little things on it. Here as well. Right. So this should be cool because then these can rotate according to where the sun is. So it can always get in some extra energy from there. And they sort of are his back fin. And let's give it another funny detail. Let's see if you guys will recognize where I'm going with this. Okay, so it's not exactly, but I thought since it's a hammer, why not have a little bit of fun with it and make this one of the most famous hammers and bring in some Norse mythology things and then make it like sort of a Mjolnir weapon. Well, not weapon, hammer. There we go. And he who is worthy shall wield Mjolnir. How do you handle multiple converging parallel lines due to different perspective in advanced objects such as this? Yeah, guesstimates. Like most of the stuff that I do is I constructed a lot when I was younger, and because of that I mostly guesstimate now, and I would say 80% of the time I'm correct. Let's say 70. I don't want to overshoot, and by correct I mean relatively correct, you know, acceptable. It's never really correct, but we can say it's somewhat acceptable. Do a sleepover stream where you drink grape juice and try drawing with your left hand. We might do some of those. Are fun. I mean, they are fun and not. When you drink a lot of grape juice, you really are not that good at drawing. And it's more fun for me as well if there's other people in the room drawing along with me, because then I'm not the only one that people laugh at for being a silly toss. Okay, let's add a bit of shadow on the leg behind, and we don't need to detail that too much. Okay, so I didn't think about the legs there too much. Not different perspectives, but because of rotation in 3D space. I hope I'm making sense. The exact words are eluding me. Yeah, I would just stick with guesstimate. I think we're both. I guess it shouldn't be the fastest robot in the world, so I'm gonna give it pucks. So it's sort of standing on pucks. How about that? The sensor looks like R2 unit. It does a little bit, doesn't it? I could also, should I close this up? No, I'll close it down here. So this is sort of an area where it can retrieve its hammer. Let's make sure that that's understandable. Okay, and then finish up these pucks for legs. Go. And then suggest a bit of a shadow. You don't need to be super correct with the shadow at this point. It's just a sketch. You just want to give a suggestion of a shadow. Something like that. Yes, then I can actually, let's see if we have some usable markers here. Also, I use these relatively a lot because these are my cheap ones. So I don't know how much juice there's left in them. I should have a darker for the interior here. I had to put the pencil inside his ass. Oh, Jesus Christ, guys. The hell are you talking about? You got some weird ass friends. That's not where a pencil belongs, I can tell you that much. Okay, that should be the side there. Maybe a darker outline here, just to suggest a stronger shadow. Okay. Captain, well, now it is Captain America's hammer, isn't it? He took it over. Okay. Also, I don't care about being too precise with the marker. I like having a little bit of marker flow over. Okay, here we can a bit more. The back leg is also in shadow. Okay, we can add a bit of shadow to the hammer as well. Something like this. A bit here and a bit there. Yeah, you can hear that the marker is slowly coughing up its last little thing. But it's actually nice, like markers that are dying can give you some interesting effects. So, hey, it served me well, what can I say? I guess I'm talking about moving vanishing points, but as you are also making the geometry of the object, you are drawing up from imagination, constructing the object. Well, think of it like that. Every object, I'll come back here. Like this, oh, here's my red. This leg is facing one way. So these lines have a vanishing point there. This is facing that way. These lines have a vanishing point back there. And these probably go sort of into the same vanishing line somewhere. This one is a vanishing line there. So basically you're putting together, that's why I always go back to cubes, because cubes are not cubes, boxes are the easiest to draw. You're putting together a whole bunch of boxes. And each of these boxes is sort of rotated in a different way. and they are converging in totally different vanishing points. So you have to concentrate on each element of your drawing separately sometimes as well when you're planning out vanishing points like these. Okay, let's see. I do have some blues in here. Let's see which is not a horrible blue. Oh boy. That is a horrible blue. It's actually marine, so that might work. I guess it's practice a lot makes possible. Can you do a transformation post on Instagram, like a progress one, you know? Dan versus... wait, what? Sorry, Headlife. Can you go a little bit more in detail with that one? What exactly you mean? One blue is uglier than the other, but this is the ugliest, I can tell you that. Okay, and if we're using blues, we're going to need an orange. Let's see if I have an orange. This is also the cheap markers. I guess this and the vermilion. Let's see what we can do with these. I could just go take a line through the robot's body. That usually is somewhat cool. And maybe this element here as well. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this looks like. You want to see my old bad sketches. Wait a second. I think summer 2019, I was back home and I did not a sketchbook tour because I didn't have a sketchbook home, but I did a tour with all my old paper drawings. So you can see all the horrible stuff that I was drawing back then there. I wouldn't know what the title of that video is now, but it is on my YouTube, so you can find it for sure. And it was horrible for the longest time. Trust me, I had the same. I didn't understand how people draw, and I didn't get how much more I have to draw until I get better. But that doesn't go away. I still don't think I'm better or I'm good, because I always compare myself to people who are better than I am. Okay, we're gonna need a nice yellow for this one because the orange is too dark, and I wanna go in there with the yellow. Time to bust out some more colors. Let's see this one. Yeah, why not? And this was the blue that I can. Yeah. Okay. Other questions? Like post your old. Yeah. I understood at the end. That was all about. But yeah, so I don't really have super old stuff here because I moved countries in 2010. And I guess I have stuff from 2011 on. Everything before that sort of got lost, I think. What am I looking for? Actually, this one. How to become confident to draw in front of other people? I draw very well when I'm alone, but if you ask me to draw from the front of you, then I can't even move my hands. Don't care about what people think, I would say. I know it's not easy. What I do, I do sketching when I'm taking the metro. I often take out my sketchbook and draw people. And I also try to hide so they don't notice that I'm drawing them. But the thing is, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, is there a reason for you to be afraid or ashamed? No, there isn't. You're not doing anything illegal. You're just doing something fun. I would say force yourself into just sitting in a park. Well, not now, because now we have this beautiful, crazy end of the world times going on. But as soon as the world finally ends, you can go out again and just sit somewhere in a park or at a cafe and just draw people. And you'll see that nothing bad will happen. Did I enjoy drawing growing up? Yes, that's why I like drawing now as well. I was always into drawing. I think it came from comic books and cartoons. As a kid, I was watching a lot of German television, and especially in the weekends, they always had cartoons. So I grew up with a lot of 80s and 90s cartoons. And I guess that pushed me towards drawing. And I don't know when it was, but at one point I was going somewhere with my aunt. And I knew that I could manipulate her into getting me something. And I saw, it was either Transformers or a Spider-Man comic book. And I sort of, I was acting like, oh, that looks cool. And she got it for me in the end. And that got me into comics. And after that, I really started trying to draw exactly what I saw on the comic page. And that got me into drawing even more. And then, of course, video games. With video games came concept art. And when I saw concept art, it was like, whoa, that's amazing. So yeah, definitely. There we go. I think this works. When you're drawing people, you have to stare to them. So danger of getting punched. People will not punch you. So that's the thing. If people see that you're drawing, they're not gonna think that, oh, it's a creepy. They see that, oh, you're drawing. Can I see it? That's gonna be the. Also, if for both ladies and gentlemen here as well, it's a pretty good pickup game as well. You know, just like whenever you have a puppy, girls really like it. Well, whenever you're drawing, doesn't matter if you're a girl or a guy, people like to see what you're drawing. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Put some purple. Purple. Let's see this. How are things going? Oh, right now, well, I live in the Netherlands, and right now we're on hard lockdown for at least one more week. And then the government people will tell us if things are better or not. But I mean, it's okay. The Netherlands has a good safety net. And I have the luxury and the privilege of being able to work online. So I'm absolutely not complaining. I'm fine. Would you ever try the Fiverr challenge? If you tell me what the Fiverr challenge is, I don't think I heard of this before. But in general, I like trying challenges. So if you tell me what it is, I have an opinion if I would or wouldn't try it. Okay, let's put some red onto our Optimus there. You can definitely see the influence of Transformers in there. Yeah, duh. It's lame. Okay, there's our Autobot sign. Do you estimate vanishing points when drawing a box or any other shapes? I talked about this last time, but I will make a video, probably longer tutorial. That's going to be. Let's see. Where do I have here? These are the four. Oh yeah, this is red. Empty. So what I'm always saying is it's good to start out with vanishing points. So you have horizon line and then vanishing points, right? It's good to start out with that, but soon you can't use that because you have a small paper and I can't plot vanishing points for this car because where the hell would they be? Like, we wouldn't know. What I do is I know that on this box I will have this line, and if I was in an orthographic view, then these two lines would be parallel. But because I'm in perspective, I know that they're not parallel, but they're somewhere meeting. So what I do when I start drawing a box, I just put down the first line, and then I decide, okay, somewhere there is a vanishing line. I just draw another one, and I decide, okay, this is my angle. And from here on out, I can sort of say somewhere here is a vanishing line. So I go mostly by the angles. So this is the angle that I go by. So I know here, the angle should be somewhere here. And then I just connect them. But these two also, I do them by an angle in my head. So I don't really think about the vanishing points, the lines that go there. I think about, okay, at what angle are these that is somewhere they will meet? Because I could continue this. So this two, there would be one here. It's a bit too strong. I want there and the one there. So that this would be going like this. So then they're going towards the same vanishing point, but I'm mostly assuming what angle this is turning into. Okay, and I think with that we have our beautiful hammerfish transformer robot here. This could have a little bit more life. Let me just add a little yellow there, a little yellow there, and let's see if we have some grays, some more grays here, some light gray. There we go. But yeah, with this I am calling it. I'm calling it a night, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. It was a really fun evening for me. I hope you guys had some fun as well. It was fun drawing the silly robots. And yeah, see you for the next Thursday. I'm trying to keep these up every Thursday. So yeah, see you that time. And until then, yeah, check my videos. As I said, there's older stuff when you can also see older drawings. Just one of these days, I'm going to order and put more playlists into my playlist to make more sense. But just peruse and go through my videos, and you'll find stuff. But yeah, anyways, thank you for joining me. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.